Welcome in everyone who's here live. Welcome to all the people watching the recording. My name is Alicia, and today's journal prompt is to fill in the blank. My vulnerability that is really a strength is fill in the blank. This particular journal prompt is inspired by my story. Many people, when they first, or even now, when they find out that I was diagnosed with lupus almost 15 years ago, the first thought is the worst possible thing. The first thought is something of pity or sympathy or feeling sorry for me. And in reality, my experiences through my journey with lupus have taught me so much more about my physical and non-physical body that I would never have had access to. I wouldn't know what it feels like to feel in between the joints in my hands and behind my knee and all of these particular places that for so long I had pain in, and now I get to experience feeling good. I get to experience pleasure. I get to experience strength. I get to experience self-awareness. And so for me, being quote unquote unfortunate to have lupus was actually the strength that supported my future self. And so there may be something in your life that may seem like a challenge, and in reality is setting you up for your internal strength. So today, as we practice, as we move through poses and we move through pranayama, I invite you to be aware of those challenging places and be aware of those challenging experiences. Come onto your mat. Come onto your yoga mat. Set your yoga mat up so that your yoga mat shows in the video. All right. And you'll come into what I call a Z sit. So it's a hip opening pose with your front foot. Oh, let me give you a better angle. There we go. And if you have your props handy, I always keep props handy. Got 2 blocks and a strap nearby just in case. Z sit. Start with your left leg in front so that your shin is parallel to the short edge of your yoga mat. Have your back leg back so that your hip and knee are out in one line, and then your back foot can kind of be at a diagonal if that's comfortable to put in a straight line. One thing about this is that if your hips are tight and this start causing pain in your back leg, you can extend it out to the side in a half straddle. All right, so you have that option. Bring your hands down in front of you. You choose how far out in front you go, whatever's comfortable, either right in front or all the way in front of your shin. Inhale, lift up through your chin, open your throat, look up and back. Exhale, make a sigh, fold all the way forward. Inhale, lift your chin up, open up in your throat, look all the way up to the ceiling, look all the way back as far as you can. Exhale, sigh, fold forward. Inhale, lift your chin up, open up in your throat. Feel for opening up even in your chest, lift your sternum. Exhale, make a ha sound, fold forward. Bring your forehead down to earth. Inhale, lift up, open up across your collarbones, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest up high. Exhale, fold forward, make a ha sound. Last one. Inhale, lift up, open up across your chest, and you can draw your shoulder blades together just a little more to open up your chest even more. Exhale, biggest ha sound. Inhale, come all the way upright. Then exhale, take your right hand, bring it on the outside of your left leg for a twist. You can have your hand on your leg, or you can place your arm on the outside of your leg. From here, press your hands into the earth. Inhale, lift your chest up so your shoulders start to push back. Exhale, stay here, or bring your forearms down to the floor. And you can even lower your chin to your chest if you keep your arms straight. Brahmari vibrations. Brahmari pranayama uses your own vocal cords to activate and vibrate the nervous system, specifically your vagus nerve. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Then exhale with your lips closed, create a vibration. Two more, vibrate bigger. Inhale, bigger. Last one, make it the biggest breath you've taken so far. Release. Come all the way upright. Bring your hands behind you for a little hip opening action, dynamic movement. So inhale, lift your knees up. Exhale, take your knees down to the other side. So almost takes you into the opposite position. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, knees down, other side. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, knees down, other side. Now we're going to fasten. We're going to quicken the pace. Inhale and lower your knees, lift and lower. Exhale, lift and lower. Inhale, lift and lower. Exhale, lift and lower. You might notice a difference in your hips. Keep going, 3 more rounds of breath. Here's where you get to observe, you get to notice what's happening in your own hips. Then make your way to the other side. I don't know how my phone is dinging and it's on do not disturb. Come on now. Do not disturb is active. I don't get what's happening. Hopefully that now works. So now your right leg is in front. And you can switch to be able to see the video if you need to switch and stay facing the camera. All right, so right leg is in front, back leg is behind. Press your hands down. Inhale, lift up through your chin. Exhale with a big ha sound to fold forward. Inhale, open up, lift up through your chest, but keep your hips down as far as you can. Exhale, ha sound, fold forward. Inhale, lift up through your throat. See if you can look back further. Exhale, ha sound. Inhale, open up. Draw your shoulder blades together to open up more. Exhale, fold, ha sound. 2 more. Inhale, look up, open up through your chin. Exhale, ha sound. Last one, inhale, open up. Press head back, lift sternum high. Exhale, ha sound. Inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale, take your left hand across your right thigh. Option to keep your arm straight. Or if you want to go deeper, you can fold and lower your forearms. Wherever you've chosen to go, lower your head down for 3 rounds of vibrating breath. Bring your chin to chest. Take a deep breath in. With your lips closed, create a vibrating sound. Inhale bigger. Exhale bigger. Last one. Inhale, fill your lungs. Exhale with vibration. Come back upright. Bring your hands behind you just to check back in with your hips. Inhale, lift your knees up. Exhale, lower them down. So we start off slow. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, lower down. Now we'll quicken the pace. Inhale, up and down. Exhale, up and down. Inhale, up and down. Exhale, up and down. 3 more rounds of breath to feel, to observe. Maybe you can soften your face more. Maybe you can notice what's happening in your hip joints. This is the ball and socket joint. So notice the fluidity of the movement. Release. Come onto all fours, tabletop. Here, if you have your block handy, go ahead and grab a block, place it in between your thighs. Whenever I use blocks, I really like to protect my joints because we only usually get one set unless you're the kind of person that would want to buy a new set. So we're going to protect them. Put the block between the meaty parts of your thighs. Don't put it in between your knees. All right? So from here, you can choose to stay on all fours. You can choose to walk your knees back into a modified plank. I'm going to choose that option today because I stubbed my toe. So I'm going to practice a little self-care on my toe. If you'd like to take a full plank, you can tuck your toes, lift your knees up, and come into the top of a push-up position. So choose your variation. Spread your fingers wide. So if your knees are lifted or not, soften your mouth and point the pointy parts of your elbows back towards your feet. Release. Let me show you what that looks like. So if your arms are facing this way, so this is the inside of your elbow, this is the pointy side of your elbow. In order to really activate and protect, turn on the strengthening muscles of your shoulders, having your elbows point out is the opposite of that. So you'll turn your elbows, yes, like that, Dr. Banana. You'll turn your elbows so that the pointy part of your elbows points back. That helps to activate the strengthening muscles in your shoulders. All right, plank. Come back into your plank of choice, spread your fingers, and point your middle or your index finger at the top of your mat. Point your pointy parts of your elbows towards the back of your mat and come into your plank. So you choose either knees back or knees up, wherever you've chosen to go. Take a deep breath in, press your shoulders away from center and point the backs of your elbows towards the back of the mat. See how slow you can make your breath and how soft you can get your mouth. Remember here, we're really observing vulnerability and strength. Here we go, 3 breaths, you can do it. Press the floor away from you, got this. 1 more breath, make it big. Release. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and lift your hips back and up. Yeah. From here, you can remove your block. Set it to the side. Bend your left knee, stretch your left toes into the mat. Bend your right knee, stretch right toes. Keep switching, bend your knees left and right. Especially if you wore shoes today, notice what you feel on the bottoms of your feet. Inhale, lift both of your heels up high. Exhale, tippy toe your feet to the top of your mat. Take at least 5 steps. Forward fold. Press your hands into your shins. Inhale, lean forward until you're in a half forward fold. So in your half forward fold, your hips are right over your heels. How you tell that is your body wants to lift your heels up. So lean forward until you have that desire to lift your heels off the mat, but don't let them come up. Press down through your heels. Then send your tailbone up to the sky. Scoop your chest forward. Look forward. From here, take a deep breath to reach to the top of your head away from your tailbone. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, high sound. High. Do that again. Inhale, flat back, lean forward. Keep your heels down and your shoulders way back. Yes, like that, Nikwa, you got it. Lean forward a little more. Big breath in, widen your shoulders, Dr. Banana. Yes. Exhale, high sound. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up. Look up. Exhale, touch your hands, bring them down to heart level. Let me lift y'all up so you can see a little better. For classical sun variation. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Step your right foot back. Low lunge. Lower your right knee and set your left knee up so that your knee is directly over your ankle. Yes, like that. From here, hands down on the floor or option for hands on blocks. Send your hips forward until you feel something in your right hip flexor. That's the front of your right hip. Exhale, half splits. Straighten your front leg. Scoot your foot forward until your hip is over your back knee. Like that. And then reach your front toes up and back. Yes. From here, really feel. Fatima, scoot your front leg forward just a smidgen more. Yes. Inhale, scoop your heart forward and up. Yes. Exhale, lower your chest so you feel something on the back of your leg. Standing splits. Shift your weight to your front leg and press your foot flat on the floor. I like to have my left hand on my ankle to help give me leverage when I pop my back leg up. Keep in mind, this is about really connecting to ourselves. So notice even your thoughts, because we're observing for vulnerability and strength, all right? So this is not about straight leg going high, but just get your leg a little bit higher than your hips, and it totally counts as standing splits. So you can either have your leg there, or take your leg up to the sky. Standing splits. Shift your weight forward, lean toward your front leg, and lift your back leg up. Yes, yes, like that. Release, forward fold. Inhale, flatten your back, press your hands into your shins, lean forward. Notice if you feel a difference already on one side. Exhale, fold forward, make a ha sound. Step your left foot back, low lunge. Option for blocks. Here's where you create alignment. Bring your right knee directly over your right ankle. Option for blocks under hands or hands to floor. Send your left hip forward until you feel. That's the cool thing about vulnerability. It's usually about feeling. So notice what you feel. Soften your mouth. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Half splits. Shift your weight back. Realign your hips. Oh, great alignment, Fatima. Inhale. Scoop your chest forward. Spread your toes. Exhale, lower until you feel, hello, back of my right leg. Oh, yeah. Vertical splits. Shift your weight forward. Hands on right ankle for me, I found super helpful, or hands down forward from your foot. Lift your leg up as high as you want to go. This is about exploration of your vulnerability and strength. Release, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, press your hands into shins, lean forward. Exhale, fold forward, make a hot sound. Inhale, rise all the way up, look up and back. Exhale, fold, hot sound. Inhale, flat back, press hands to shins. Exhale, step your left foot back, low lunge. This time, hands can be down on the floor, on blocks, or reach your arms up. Inhale, spread your fingers. Exhale, half splits. Straighten your toes back. Straighten your front leg. Niqua, bring your front leg forward until your hips are over your back knee. Are they already there? No, bring your hips forward. Yep. So here, you're way back here. I'm saying bring your front leg forward until your hips are over your back knee and your knee is right under your hip. So right here, I'm standing on my knee. There, yes, that's helpful so I can see your hip. Great, appreciate that. Inhale. So we have left leg back, right leg in front. I know you got a little moved around. There we go. So now take your hip back, your front leg back a smidge. There. Then lean into your front straight leg until you feel something. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, vertical splits. Shift your weight forward, hands down or on ankle. Lift your back leg up. Fold forward. Inhale, lean forward into a half forward fold. Exhale, fold forward, make a ha sound. Inhale, reach up, lean, baby back bend. Exhale, fold, make a ha sound. Step your right foot back, low lunge. Option for hands down or hands up. Soften your mouth. Half splits. Straighten your front leg. So keep your legs straight, Niqua, and scoot your front foot forward until your hips are right over, right there. Inhale. Dr. Banana, if your knee feels okay, scoop your front foot forward a little more, straighten your front leg right there. What? Just a smidgen more forward. Inhale, scoop your toes back. Reach your toes and chest towards each other. Toes back more. Towards your face. Exhale, fold forward. Vertical splits. Shift your weight towards your front leg. Lift your back leg up. Fold forward. Inhale, flatten your back by reaching your chest way forward. Exhale, fold, make a ha sound. Inhale, rise all the way up. Look up. Take a baby back bend. Send your hips forward. Exhale, bring hands to heart. Inhale, reach up through your arms. Exhale, bend your knees into a chair pose. Like you're sitting in an invisible chair. Inhale, lift your toes up, spread your toes wide. Oh, that's a good position right there. Exhale, lift your heels up, take your arms back like you're pushing your cape back. Super yogis, da 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 da. Inhale, toes up, arms up. Exhale, heels up, arms back. Dun, da, da, da. Inhale, lower your heels, lift your arms, lift your toes. Exhale, lift your heels up, take your arms back. Dun, da, da, da. Inhale, lower your heels, lift up through your chest and fingers. Exhale, lower your arms back, lift your heels up high. Dun, da, da, da. Do 2 more, just like that. Inhale to reach up, lift your toes, spread them. Exhale, heels up, spread your fingers back behind you. 1 more. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, lift your heels up. Yes, side note, I literally almost broke my toe like 3 days ago. And I really think the only reason I didn't break it is because I strengthened it so much from these Yogi dun da da da. Okay, so because of that, I would like to share the gift with you of doing a few more. Come into chair pose, reach your arms up, bend your knees. Inhale, lift all of your toes, spread them wide. Then exhale, lower only your big toes. Hello, big toes. Inhale, lift all of your toes, spread them. Exhale, lower only your pinky toes. Hello, pinky toes. Inhale, toes up, arms up. Exhale, lower your toes, lift your heels up. Dun, da, da, da. Arms back. Then lower your heels down. Inhale, toes up, sit lower. Exhale, super yogi, dun, da, da, da. Heels up higher, higher heels. Just a little more, yes, like that. Inhale, back to chair pose, lift your arms up. Then exhale, stand up, mountain pose. Oh yeah, you got it. Warrior 2. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Line your feet up so that your left foot points your toes at the top of your mat. And your right foot is almost parallel with the back of your mat, but your toes slightly forward. You can leave the camera right there. That's really good, Nico. Widen your arms out like wings. So left foot forward. Left foot forward, right foot back. And if you had to line them up, line the front heel with the middle of your back foot. So come into more of a line. Yeah, like that. Bend your front knee over your ankle. Widen your arms out like wings. Inhale. Turn your palms to face up. Stretch your palms away from each other. Exhale. Turn your palms to face the same direction as your chest. Crescent. Bring your right arm forward and spin your back heel up until you're in a crescent warrior. So your back heel is lifted up high over the ball of your back foot. Lift your back heel up higher. Keep your foot where it is, but lift your heel forward. So the back of your heel, let me show you. The back of your heel is right over the ball of your foot. So like this is the ground. Your heel is directly over the ball of your foot. Like that. Yep. Wait, right there. From here, bend your front knee. Inhale, spread your fingers. Exhale, you have 2 options. You can take your first option is a twist with your right hand down, left hand up. If you like more of a challenge, you can bring your right forearm or your right elbow onto thigh and your left hand on top. So I see, Nico, you're taking the twist. Take your right hand down so your chest faces your left knee. Right hand down, left hand up to the sky. If you want to do the arm, You have your fist and elbow, and then you have your hand on top of fist. And so you're twisting to face your front knee. Yep, there you go, Dr. Banana. Everybody from here, wherever you are, spread your shoulder blades away from each other. Exhale, release your back leg a little bit closer for a twisting triangle. So now your feet come in about half the distance. Keep your arms in a twist. Spread your top fingers. Twisted half moon. Shift your weight onto your left leg and your right hand. Press your back heel straight back from your hip. Yes, you got it. Spread your toes. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, super yogis. Dun, da, da, da. Inhale, chair pose, bend knees. Exhale, super yogis. Dun, da, da, da. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, super yogis. Dun, da, da, da. I can see you, Nikwa. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, super yogis. Dun, da, da, da. Heels up high, heels up high. Exhale, lower down. Come all the way back to mountain. Warrior two. Step your left foot back. Warrior two pose. Line your front heel with the middle of your back foot. Stretch your arms out wide. Bend your front knee so your knee is over your ankle. When you get really deep into your hip opening, you might even play with bringing your thigh parallel to the floor. Spread your arms out, spread your fingers. Take a deep breath in. Palms face up to the sky. Exhale, turn your palms to face the same direction as your chest. Crescent. Reach your left arm forward, spin your back heel up. Twisting crescent. Take your left hand down and your right arm up to the sky. Spread open through your shoulder blades. Spread open through your palms. Fatima, lean your right shoulder back more. Soften your mouth and make your breath bigger. Remember why we're doing this practice today. We're observing our own vulnerability. We're observing our own strengths. Twisting triangle, step your back foot in half the distance of your legs. So now you're in a twisted triangle, straighten both legs, yes. From here, roll your top shoulder back. And if you want to feel more in your right leg, you can even bring your hand, your top hand, to your right hip. And then press your right butt cheek back so your tailbone points to your right heel. And reach your top arm back up. Twisted half moon. Shift your weight forward into your front hand and foot. Lift your back heel up. You got it, Nikwa. Press back through your heel. Yes. Flex your toes so your toes point down to the floor. You got it. Come on back. Two more deep breaths here. Release, fold forward. Inhale, flatten your back. Scoop your chest way forward. Shoulders back. Lean forward more, Nikwa. Lean forward, yes. Exhale, fold, make a ha sound. Plank. Take your feet behind you. Lower your knees if you're taking modified today. Point your elbows back towards the back of your mat. Lower your chest forward and down. Bend your elbows back alongside your body. Stay here with your belly. Bring your belly and chest all the way to the floor. Bend your elbows until your chest lowers down to the floor. Yes, like that. From here, half bow. Reach your left arm forward and bend your right leg. Connect your right hand and leg. If this is not accessible without a strap, grab a strap. From here, kick your foot into your hand until it lifts your chest higher away from the floor. Spread your toes, take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower back down. Other side, press your right hand down in front of you. Bend your left leg to connect with your hand. Inhale, press your foot back until it lifts your torso. Exhale, lower down. Bring both of your arms out, either to the side for airplane or slightly back for like a super fast jet. So you choose arms closer to you or arms out to the sides. Inhale, press your hips down, float your arms, float your chest, float your legs up off the floor. Spread your toes and fingers. Squeeze your ankles in towards each other. One more deep breath to fly higher. Exhale, release. Upward facing dog. Press your hands right under your shoulders. Inhale, scoop your chest up. Now, this is cobra when you keep your thighs on the floor. Nico, bring your ankles closer together. This is cobra when you have your thighs on the floor. If you press into the floor with the tops of your feet and you lift your thighs off of the floor, that becomes upward facing dog. So point your toes straight back. Then lift your thighs off. All right, Nico, come back into your cobra version. So you have it, right there. Press the tops of your feet into the floor so much that your thighs come off. So keep your feet how they were. Keep your feet how they were. Point your toes right back. Yes, and now do that same thing with your feet on the floor like that. Chest up. Release, downward facing dog. Send your hips back. Press your chest close to your thighs. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring yourself back into plank. Lower your knees. Bend your elbows alongside your body. Create a 90-degree angle with your elbows. Lower back down. For bow pose, full bow, bend your knees. If full bow is not accessible, you can do the half on each side. Connect your hands to feet. Press your feet backing up. Dr. Banana, you can switch. If you're doing half bow, go ahead and switch. Wherever you are, inhale, press your feet up. Let it lift your chest. Soften your mouth for 2 more breaths. Release. Downward facing dog. Send your hips backing up. Downward facing dog gives you some shoulder opening. So press your chest close enough to your thighs for you to feel something in your shoulders. Take a deep breath. Inhale, bend your knees. Then walk your feet to the top of your mat. Come all the way to seated. Look this way. All right, I'm going to give you a demo of the next 3 poses we're going into. And then I'm going to talk you into each pose. And so remember that this class is about observing your vulnerability. That includes any thoughts that might come up for you. That includes any tightness in your mouth or in your body, even when you see me demonstrate this pose. So be really aware of that. The awareness is more important than quote unquote achieving the pose. All right. First pose we're going to play with, you have two options. You can do waterfall with hips down. And this variation, you'll actually have some options to stay with your low back on the floor, heels above your hips. So that'll be the first variation that you'll play with. And then you can play with bringing your legs a little bit closer to you. And then you can play with even taking supine splits. Okay, so you can play with how deep you want to go there. All right, so the second variation of those three, you'll have shoulder stand. So I'll talk you into shoulder stand. You can play here. You can play with cloud. And then you can play with shoulder stand splits. All right. So you have those options. And I will talk you through. Lay down on your back. Lift your heels above your hips. Waterfall. Lift your heels above your hips. You can stay here for option one. This is option one. Keep your hips down on the mat. And then align your heels right over your hips. So Dr. Banana, reach your heels a little away from you, away from your chest. So take your heel. Yes, there. That is right above your hips. So Nikwa, take your legs away from your chest. Push your leg there. That's right directly above your hips. That's a L shape. So that's waterfall. You can stay here, or if you're interested in playing with shoulder stand, lift your hips up and right away bring your hands to support your sacrum. That's your low back. So if you decide that you don't want to stay here or that this doesn't quite feel right for you today, remember to honor the vulnerability and the strength in your body and bring your low back down to do the first variation of the ones I showed you. So Nico, if you could lift your hips higher over your shoulders and bring your elbows, everyone bring your elbows a little bit closer together and lift your heels up directly over your hips. Straight legs up to the sky. Inhale, keep your legs lifted and flex your toes towards your face. Yes, like that. Exhale, point your toes towards the sky. Inhale, flex your toes, spread them wide. Maybe you can see some space between your toes. Exhale, point them to the sky. Inhale, flex your toes towards your face. Exhale, option to stay here or squeeze your ankles together and lower your toes past your head. So let them come down close towards the floor. They don't have to touch the floor, but let them come towards the floor and then avoid turning your head to the side. So I showed you where we were going first, so you don't have to strain your neck. So from here, in your plow pose, or if you're in waterfall, bring your legs towards your body. And you can put hands on ankles if you're in waterfall variation. And bring your legs toward you. Yeah, like that. From here, see where you can find space for your breath. This is one of those poses where a lot of different feelings can be happening. So we're both legs together, straight your legs. See if you can find space for your breath. Sometimes it gets a little challenging to breathe in this pose. Give even the small inhales and exhales. Let them be valid. Let them be good enough. Find space for breath. Plow splits or supine splits. Take your right leg up to the sky and then away from your body so that you're now in a plow splits, but keep your left leg as close to the floor as you can. And it doesn't matter where your other leg goes. This is more about the awareness of vulnerability and strength than about getting a full split. Notice your mouth, soften your mouth, and find space for your breath. Bring your extended leg back towards your body to switch. Go right into the other side. Take your time. Stay connected to your breath. And staying connected to your breath means find space for your breath. Notice the tight spots. Notice the tough spots. Notice the places where you might feel vulnerable. I see some people rolling ankles. Yeah, if that feels good, you might roll your ankle of your lifted leg. You might roll it 3 times in both directions. Bring your legs back towards your face, towards your body. And then hug your knees to chest. Remove your hands from low back for everyone in shoulder stand. And squeeze your knees in. Slowly lower your upper back to the floor. Slowly lower your middle back. Engage your core and gently set your low back on the mat. Supine split. So if you had one variation or one version of supine splits, you get a second. Plant your right leg straight down on the floor. Lift your left leg up to the sky. Here, you can bring your hands to your calf, your thigh, your foot. If you have a strap, you can bring your strap across the sole of your foot. So you choose where you go. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hug your leg towards your face or the ground. Supine split. Soften your mouth. That means unclench your jaw. Separate your teeth just a little. Release. Lower your left leg to the ground. Lift your right leg up. Connect your hands with your leg. Take your leg down to the ground or towards your face. To go deeper into your splits. 2 more breaths. Release. Hug both knees in. Wrap your arms around your body. Supine twist. Take your knees over to the right side and then widen your arms out so that you can keep your shoulders on the floor. Turn your palms to face the sky. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh something out. Do 2 more sighs like that. Bring your low back to the mat. Take your knees down to the other side. Keep your shoulders on the floor and your palms facing up. Give yourself 3 of your most relaxing sighs. Release. Hug your knees in. Wrap your arms around your legs. Here's your chance to give yourself some nice words. Maybe you say, thank you for coming to practice today. Thank you for prioritizing me. Or maybe you just say, I love you. Shavasana. Lay flat on your back. For final stillness and meditation. Open your toes out to the sides to really allow your feet to fall open, your hips to soften, and your legs to get heavy. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your breath going at a slow pace. Or allow your breath to come in easily without force, in and out of your nose. See if you can feel the difference of temperature when your breath comes in through your nose and when it goes out through your nose. Notice if one of those feels cooler or warmer. Notice the tickle of your breath in your nostrils. Now see if you can determine which of your nostrils is dominant. Do you feel breath cooler on one side or warmer on one side? Notice if you can figure out left or right, which of your nostrils is more open right now. Bring your awareness back to your interaction with the outside world. Wiggle toes, wiggle fingers, wake your body up. Roll onto one side and come all the way upright to a seat. Take your time. Cross your legs the opposite way than you habitually do. So cross them a different way, the weird feeling way. Yeah, like that. And from your practice today, you get to seal in your commitment to yourself. So if that is to feel your strength, no matter what comes your way, every single minute of the rest of your day, or for the rest of your week, rest of your month, whatever it is, commit to yourself something you'll take away from this practice. Inhale, reach your arms out and up to seal it in. Touch your palms together in Anjali Mudra, the hand seal, and then draw your hands down past your third eye so the things you see support this intention. Bring it past your mouth. The things you say and hear support your intention. Then bring it down into your heart center. The things you feel and the things you emanate support your intention. The light in me honors the light in you. That's the meaning of namaste. The meaning of ashe is it is done, so be it. And the meaning of amen is I recognize all of you as children of source. Namaste, ashe, and amen. Grab your journals. After practice journal, write down 3 things that you noticed about your physical and your non-physical. 3 things that came up for you during practice. So 3 physical things, 3 non-physical things. Physical things can be things like tightness in a particular body part, openness in a particular body part, a new pose that you hadn't experienced before. Non-physical things can be thoughts that came up for you, things you realized about yourself, memories, images, distractions, whatever non-physical thing came up for you. Also, could anybody else hear the birds? Could anybody hear the birds? Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. If anybody would like to share or have any questions, please feel free to share or ask questions.
I guess I'll share.
Awesome.
Okay, so for the physical, got a little sweaty. I'm fasting I'm doing a fast for church, and I've been hungry all day, but I noticed while I was doing it, the hunger pains kind of disappeared. Maybe because I was so focused on what was happening, I was less focused on my stomach growling. And then, even though I practice yoga on the regular, I noticed that my adductors were tighter than I thought. Um, Really abductors and adductors, but they were a lot tighter than I anticipated. So those are the three physical. And then for non-physical, um, I've been sitting at my computer all day. So at the start of class, I was still kind of focused on work. I was trying to think about what I had to do after class. But during most of the movements, I realized I lost track of that. Like I wasn't even thinking about work at one point. It was almost as if I zoned out. Um, and then,
That's a huge win.
huh?
That's a win. Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Self-care. And then I guess these two kind of go hand in hand, but the other two non-physical were I felt spiritually stimulated and a bit emotional. And again, that might have something to do with the fact that I'm fasting, I'm hungry, and I'm just trying to like get through the motions and the poses. They were really strenuous, and so like I was really trying to just like channel my inner self, kind of pray, okay, God, get me through this. Just really be in the moment. So those are my three non-physical: less focused on work, spiritually stimulated, and then emotional.
Yes. Awesome. And I know you and I talked about this, but just taking the time to recognize what you experience in your practices brings more awareness and more ability to support other people when they have different experiences. So thank you for trusting us enough to share how you feel and how you felt during class.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. So that's Niqua. This is Dr. Banana. We call her Dr. Banana. It's her loving nickname. She's Thai Santa. She also has a PhD. So we like to throw that in there because,
Okay.
yeah, she's all of that. And then we have Fatima. She is our Cali sound healer. So you see all her fun things in the background as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anybody else want to share?
I will share. So the three physical things that I felt was tightening in my back, especially when we were about to do plow. So I had to just say, okay, my body's not there today, and switch it up and just do waterfall.
Was it
And
middle back, upper back, lower back?
Lower, a little bit lower. Yeah.
Okay.
So, which is odd because plow is usually easy for me, but something's going on today. But I did notice that I had an easy breath when I didn't push it. So I just went with that and I just enjoyed that easy breath. I did notice with some of the poses that were a little more strenuous for me, I noticed the tightening in my face. So thank you for those reminders to soften the face. And the three non-physical things that I noticed was some discomfort with the discomfort. You know what I mean? Like feeling like why is this so uncomfortable today? I usually can do this, and just being uncomfortable with how I was progressing today or where my body was, but then just kind of letting go of that control and honoring what my body can do today. That was the second one. And then the third non-physical thing was that I was just at the end, I was at this place of rest, and I even dozed off during Shavasana.
I love
So those are the
that.
things I noticed.
I love that so much, to feel like you can rest enough or feel at ease enough to let go and to step into that space. So thank you for sharing that and for being so open. And yes, the challenge, especially, in my personal story, dealing with autoimmune challenges, just like today, why are you not doing the things that you could do yesterday? Come on, body. So even recognizing and being aware, and then, as you said, noticing and then being able to step away from just being in that's huge, like super duper huge. So thank you for sharing.
Yes, thank you for sharing that, because I was definitely like, oh my God, my body hurts everywhere today. So I was like, Ty, stop it. You've been doing yoga. It's not that you haven't been practicing. I caught myself getting ready to spiral. But I was like, no, ma'am, you've been doing this all week. You were at your friend's studio every day last weekend. Get it together. You're fine. Today's not a good day and it's okay. Like, I just like really like, that's where I was. And so like for me during Shavasana, I got emotional because it was just like, I started thinking about all the things and then like thinking about it from the idea of yoga and then being at my mom's house. I don't have any of my props. I don't have any of my support things that have been really helpful over the last few weeks. So I'm like, dang it, I didn't bring the stuff. You need the stuff. You need the support. So you're saying you need support. Damn it, where's your blankets? Where's your stuff? So it was just like that, like reminder that there's practice and there's space for it, and to give myself grace and to know that there's ways to be supported constantly, but I have to be prepared to do the thing that I need, like just that spiral and that cycle of making sure I have what I need to be supported to continue in the practice.
Yes, and you were standing on your legs today. You were doing standing poses, and you just recently came off of a broken bone. So I mean, if we talking about grace, we also have to honor what your body has been through. Like, your body has done so much to get you even to this point. So if you had done the whole class seated, it still would have been a win. I mean, your body's doing amazing things to heal itself, and that's hard work. Like, that's something that nobody else can do for you. Your body had to do it itself. And yes, there were supports, mechanisms, but your body still had to go in and do the literal work. So yes, thank you for recognizing that. And all of you did an amazing job. Today's class was intentionally challenging because you can't really tap into vulnerability if you don't have things to experience vulnerability through. So throwing in those standing splits, throwing in those deep hip openers, throwing in those shoulder stands, because there's a lot of self-doubt and a lot of things that come with that. So thank y'all for being in the actual intent of the practice, which it's not about getting the best workout and the deepest poses. It's really about the things that y'all shared. It's about getting the reflection and getting those breakthroughs. So thank y'all for really getting the lesson, as that's the best possible way you could have experienced the practice. Awesome. I have a couple announcements. Hype Health Fest is happening in Houston, October 28th, 2023. And we'll be here. We'll have some amazing teachers that have graduated from many of the trainings that I've taken and that I've taught, that I've taught. And so really excited to feature them. We'll have some health and wellness vendors, and then we have our 1,000-hour program and our 500-hour program. So our 1,000-hour program is really set up to create yoga research. So part of what I do is really about bringing yoga to the world and making it cool, but not just making it cool, it's making it respected in the world. And so the goal that we're working on is to publish peer-reviewed yoga research. And so that's really what we're up to. It's unprecedented, so it doesn't exist right now in the world. There's things here and there with different universities that have studied one particular area, but what we're looking to do is create a series of volumes, starting with volume 1, where we have multiple co-authors who are all coming in at expert level. So they have to have a 500-hour to be eligible to be in the program. And then we'll create research based on whatever their area of interest. And so we're going to work on those research projects together. We're going to co-publish a volume. And then once we get that one, we're going to continue to build and bring it to the world so that the world will know that yoga really is the real deal. And it's not something that's to be feared because it's misunderstood, and they'll really have that accessibility. So that's something we're working on. If you're thinking that, if you know an advanced yoga teacher, if you're thinking that you want to be an advanced yoga teacher and be in the program, please be in contact with me. I know I already have scheduled up some calls with some people. So this is something we're building. We're really excited. Keep that in mind and let me know if you have any questions. And I think that's all of the announcements that I had. Yes, it was just those two. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you on Wednesday. And for those people who are in the training, we're going to keep on getting your asana practice. You can start reading, if you haven't already started reading the 4 agreements. Then we will be going in and expanding in the hours starting in October, where we'll be diving deeper into more of the content. All right. With that being said, have a great rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Alicia, I need to find your scheduling link because I did the application, but I haven't scheduled yet. So I know that there was a section where we were supposed to copy it, and I did that, but I just gotta find it.
Okay, there you go. I just sent it to you again.
Wonderful.
It's on the chat. You got it?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I'll see you soon. Bye.
All right. Bye. Have a great week, everybody.
See ya. See ya.